Deep inside the hive, a ruler reigns. She is the mother of thousands, the heart of the colony, and the single most important bee in their world. But, what happens when the queen dies? Does the hive collapse into chaos? Or does nature have a far more brutal plan? Today, we're diving into the brutal society of bees. A world of power struggles, assassinations, and an unrelenting fight for survival. And trust me, you'll never look at bees the same way again. In a beehive, the queen is not just an individual, she is the heart of an entire superorganism. But unlike human monarchs, her reign is not maintained by strategy or intelligence. Her power lies in her ability to control the hive through pheromones, chemical signals that dictate the behavior and purpose of every bee in the colony. These pheromones keep order, suppress rebellion, and ensure that no other bee dares to challenge her rule. Unlike the worker bees, who tirelessly gather nectar, defend the hive, and tend to the young, the queen's sole purpose is reproduction. She is the mother of every bee in the colony, laying up to 2,000 eggs per day. Without her, no new workers can be born, and the hive's workforce will gradually dwindle. But while she appears invincible, her position is more fragile than it seems. Her power depends entirely on her pheromones. These invisible chemical messages suppress the reproductive abilities of the worker bees, preventing them from laying eggs and challenging her dominance. The moment her pheromones weaken, whether due to age, disease, or injury, the workers begin to sense something is wrong. And when they do, the hive is on the brink of upheaval. In some cases, the queen's decline is met with a violent response. If she becomes weak or infertile, the workers may decide to execute her. They swarm around her, enclosing her in a living death trap, vibrating their bodies until she overheats and perishes. It is a swift and ruthless coup, ensuring the survival of the hive at the expense of its once glorious ruler. But what if the queen doesn't just grow weak? What if she dies unexpectedly? In the natural world, even a brief period of uncertainty can mean doom for an entire hive. And when the queen is gone, the countdown to chaos begins. The moment the queen dies, the hive is thrown into an invisible crisis. Unlike in human societies, there is no mourning, no period of grief. Instead, the hive experiences an immediate biochemical shock. The queen's pheromones, those invisible chemical signals that maintained order, disappear from the air, and this absence triggers a cascade of changes in the workers' behavior. It starts with confusion, then turns into desperation. Every bee in the colony is instinctively wired to react, knowing that the survival of their civilization is at stake. Worker bees, usually dedicated to specialized tasks, suddenly shift their focus. Their primary mission is now to find a replacement queen before the hive collapses. The clock is ticking. Without a new queen, no new worker bees will be born, and over time, the colony will weaken. Within just a few weeks, the hive will cease to exist. But in this race against time, only a few larvae hold the key to salvation. The workers search for larvae that are young enough, less than 3 days old, to be transformed into a queen. These select larvae will receive an extraordinary treatment. While ordinary bee larvae are fed a diet of pollen and nectar, these chosen few are exclusively nourished with royal jelly, a milky, protein-rich secretion produced by worker bees. This diet triggers a genetic switch, allowing the larvae to develop into reproductive queens rather than sterile worker bees. But there is a dark side to this process. Multiple larvae may be selected for queenhood, but there can only be one ruler. As the selected larvae grow, their cells, called queen cells, are carefully attended by worker bees, who build them into elongated structures hanging like capsules from the hive. Each developing queen is sealed inside, undergoing metamorphosis into a fully formed, powerful adult. However, these soon-to-hatch rivals are not destined to coexist peacefully. Once a queen hatches, her first instinct is to eliminate the competition. If she emerges before her rivals, she will immediately seek them out, stabbing each unhatched queen through the wax walls of their cells. But what if two queens hatch at the same time? Then the hive will witness something rarely seen by human eyes, a battle to the death. Unlike worker bees, who live in harmony and cooperation, queen bees are born to fight. The moment two queens hatch simultaneously, the hive is transformed into a battlefield. There can be no negotiation, no compromise. The throne belongs to one, and one alone. These two powerful insects prepare for a deadly duel, driven by an instinct as old as their species itself. The two queens circle each other, antennae twitching, legs tense. Unlike worker bees, which have barbed stingers that cause their own deaths after a single use, queens have smooth stingers, allowing them to strike again and again without harm to themselves. This means the fight is not over with a single blow, it continues until one queen succumbs to repeated, venomous stings. The battle is vicious. Queens will grapple, bite, and stab, their wings buzzing in fury as they fight for dominance. The duel can last minutes or even longer, each bee attempting to land the decisive strike. The moment one queen is mortally wounded, the fight is over. She collapses, her legs trembling, as her victorious sister stands above her. The survivor wastes no time, she swiftly bites and dismembers her rival, ensuring that no remnants of the defeated queen can be left to challenge her rule. The battle may be over, but the new queen's fight for survival is far from finished. She has won the throne, but she is not yet a true ruler. A queen without a mating flight is no queen at all. Her next challenge is perhaps the most dangerous of them all. She must leave the hive and find mates, or everything she has fought for will be meaningless. What dangers lie ahead for her? Will she make it back, or will the colony face extinction once again? The rise of a new queen is a moment of rebirth, but also one of great peril. And as we will see next, the final step in securing her reign is perhaps the most treacherous mission a queen bee will ever face. When the battle for dominance ends, and a new queen emerges victorious, the hive enters a new era. But her rule is not yet secure. She may have won the fight, but she must now prove she is worthy of the throne. The next step is critical. She must embark on the most dangerous journey of her life, the mating flight. A newly emerged queen cannot lay fertilized eggs until she mates. This means leaving the safety of the hive to find drone congregation areas, specific locations where male bees gather, waiting for the arrival of a queen. But this journey is fraught with danger. Predators lurk in the skies, weather conditions can be unpredictable, and if she fails to mate, the entire hive is doomed. Once she reaches the drones, a brutal process unfolds. Each drone competes for the chance to mate, but only a select few will succeed. And for the drones, this is a fatal mission. Once they mate, they die. Their sole purpose is to pass on their genes before perishing, ensuring the queen collects enough sperm to fertilize eggs for the rest of her life. After a successful mating flight, the queen returns to her hive to begin her reign. She will now lay thousands of eggs, repopulating the colony and restoring order. The hive, once on the brink of collapse, is reborn. But her rule will not last forever. In time, she too will grow old, her pheromones will weaken, and the cycle will begin again. This is the brutal reality of bee society. There is no mercy, no sentiment, only survival. The queen may reign, but she is never truly safe. And in this world, power is as fleeting as the buzzing wings of those who fight for it. The world of bees is far from peaceful. It's a society built on order, sacrifice, and ruthless efficiency. And yet, despite the chaos, despite the betrayals and bloodshed, they have thrived for millions of years. A civilization, far older than our own. The world of bees is far more ruthless than we ever imagined. But now that you've seen their brutal struggle for survival, what do you think? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into nature's most fascinating creatures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. See you next time.